My name is Chris Malolo. I'm with Remember the Theme, and I have bipolar, and I hate everything. This is the illustrious Dougie Funky Fresh. And today we're here with Hayden Hartman, a.k.a. Apex Panda. Hello, Hayden.
How's it going, Chris?
Good, man, good. And kind of what we're doing here is we're interviewing, past DJs, guys we had play at the shows, so we can kind of get them to expand their audience a little bit by hearing kind of what they're about, what they do, what inspires them, what brings them to music, So again, Dougie's an aspect to the show now, so Funky Fresh is gonna be asking a couple of funky questions.
Right.
And all right, Hayden, we'll start. How long have you been composing digital music for?
I started composing digital music in 2012. It would be August of 2012 with my good friend Slave. He started me off with very basic lessons in 2012, and after about learning, when in his words, 5% of what he knows, I've been taking that 5% and since then been doing my own thing with it.
5%, what did he just make sure to tell you that?
Like, yeah, he definitely made sure to tell me that it was only 5%. Yeah.
Letting you know that they're the boss.
That's how it usually goes. What inspires you with the production of your digital music?
When it comes to inspiration, I feel that anything and everything could be inspiration for me. Like basically anything that my five senses pick up, I could use for inspiration to write a song or to engineer certain sounds. And it's all a matter of when it happens and how I use it that really matters. It's not just about like what inspires me, but when and where and if I'm able to do anything about it. Because if I'm at work or something like that and I get inspiration, I can't just, hey, I'm gonna go home and work on some music. It just doesn't work like that. So, sometimes you get you run into little obstacles when it comes to inspiration. I think that's a really big thing for a lot of artists is like when they get it and where it comes from.
That's the one thing that I love about the telephones now is you can like take little notes. Because there'll be times I'll be at work or I'll be walking down the street or something and I'm like, I get an idea of something that I want to like, write on top of, a MIDI track on the Ableton program and I'm like, oh, what could I do? How could I? And you can't really like click on there there,
Right.
So you gotta take a note of it, and then
well, even now with all this app technology that's coming out for the smartphones, they have programs like digital producing programs. Like Fruity Loops Studios has their own that you can get for iPhones. So if you have inspiration at any time during the day that you have your phone on you, bam, you can sit there and hook it up with the phone.
That's which probably helps. You got that app?
No, I've been looking to get it. Yeah,
right.
I've been looking.
There's probably $1,000. That's how they roll.
Actually,
and then they upgrade it a year later.
Right.
Yeah. That's how them punks be making that money, making that Skrilla.
Right.
Okay, are you familiar with any classical musical instruments? When I say classical, I say because the digital era is really just starting to push forward with the kids and it's sound. So I mean, like guitar, piano, piccolo, drums, anything like that. Well,
believe it or not, back in the day for me is like 5th grade. I played the flute, and I wasn't really good with it at the time, so I fell out of it, and I didn't really get back into music like overall until high school. That I started getting into the EDM scene and going to shows and talking to artists and getting within like the inner circle of musicians that it really started. I really started to want to get back into music and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't say excuse me when you burp. That's rude. Did these lead you to the production of your digital music, do you think? Like, did that inspire you?
I would say that it did because, in a sense, me not being able to put my creative emotion and art into a classical instrument, I feel that sound engineering and design and digital composing was the thing for me, as opposed to playing a guitar, playing the flute or keyboard or anything like that. Not to say that I still don't want to do those things,
right?
But this is a much better medium for myself to to use.
And it's not easy. That's
Oh
one
no,
thing
it's
I do
not.
know. It's not easy.
But it makes more sense to me
Right.
than it does a guitar. So.
Right, right. The guitar is more. A lot of the stuff with your regular instruments is a feel. You know what I mean? Like you got to kind of jump in that flow of the rhythm, and you hear the acoustics of the instrument. You kind of time the acoustics into where your digital music. You have to really kind of like fiddle with the effects and the different transitions and the EQs and the E3s and all those things to really get that feel of a song, and it's not something you can just click a button and
yeah, there's no make it easy button that you just click and bam, you got a top 40 chart song. No, it doesn't work like that, unfortunately.
Absolutely not. If it was like that,
if it did, we'd all be Skrillex.
Right. What have you seen change most about digital music over the years?
The most that I've seen change would have to be the expanded market and availability when it comes to technology for DJs and producers. And that really has its pros and cons, but I really enjoy seeing that more people from all over the world in the smallest little darkest corners of the world can be able to express themselves through digital composing. Whether it be EDM or not, it doesn't matter as long as they're able to express themselves. Like that's what I think is really changed the most, that people are able to access it more readily than before.
I think when we get over some of these things, it's best to go over kind of difference between things. So, what is the difference between a DJ and a person who produces electronic music?
Well, one of the biggest things is a DJ. You could be both a DJ and a producer. A music producer is more so a composer and songwriter, and like some of the bigger name DJs out there, like Skrillex and like David Guetta and other people like that, they started out producing music digitally within the realm of EDM, and then started playing out as DJs once the music became popular and people liked it, and they wanted to see them instead of other people playing their songs. And I feel that the biggest difference between DJing and producing would have to be the simple fact of whether you make music or not, whether you're a composer or a songwriter. And if you're, if you just like to go out and play other people's songs, then you're a DJ. If you like to make music and play other people's songs, then you're both a DJ and a music producer.
Yeah, because I know you hear a lot of prejudice with your classical, musicians to where they're like, well, those guys, a DJ just has a basic drum beat of boom, boom, boom. And I know from working with those production programs, that stuff can be so frustrating to hit the drops and the timing.
So tedious.
It's not like you're sitting there, in the drums, by all means, I'm not, disrespecting either area, but they're just different areas of expertise. They really are. That's why I think it's really starting to pick up in the pop world, and I think you're going to see a hip hop, and you're kind of seeing that with trap a little bit. Trap music is kind of a hip hop-ish dubstep, which I think it'd be better to puke in my mouth than listen to trap, but it's popular, you know what I mean? I hate that stuff.
Right.
So, oh, you did it, didn't you? Farted, didn't you? Man, dude, that is bad, bro. Good timing, though. All right, so.
Oh, man.
How long have you been studying the biology of the freshwater mermaid?
I've been studying the biology of the freshwater mermaid for about like 3 seconds now, because I'm not totally sure what the biology of a mermaid would be. I'm thinking about it.
Do you think
Bones.
You got fin,
Bones and fish.
boobs, like mouth. Is that like there's really nothing else that consists of a mermaid that I could think.
Human fish. they're pretty cool.
Or a fumin.
Right.
Or a hick.
Now what would it be? Would it be the female part on the bottom or the fish? Like which is better for you? I'm not sure what kind of. Are we talking about the fish top or the
I think I'm
female
going to go
bottom?
with the Disney. Little
Yeah.
Mermaid,
The
Ariel,
Little
classic
Mermaid.
look.
Yeah. Well, I've done quite a bit of research on Little Mermaid, and I could say that, mermaids, you can't trust them, man.
Yeah,
Can't
they're
trust 'em.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
Come out of the
legit.
ocean, and sprout legs, and then all of a sudden they don't talk to you and start using all your stuff, eating all your food. Like
And
you
you're
can't,
yeah.
you can't trust women like
I'll
that.
kill a mermaid.
Right. They'll eat your soul.
Doug has a question for you.
Oh, yeah, I do. So, do you like your beard?
Do I like my beard? I
Yeah.
feel like I have an adolescent, like Wolverine thing going
Right.
on right now. This is really this isn't even me trying to grow out a beard. It's just me not shaving and being lazy. Like I don't give a shit. I sit behind a screen all day.
I feel it.
You know?
Feel it.
Now, I have one more question, then Doug has another question for you. This is a little more, we're going to get back to kind of the interview thing. When Charles Manson was teaching your parents about faith in the Arizona highway, did you feel there was something off about Uncle Charlie?
I felt like Uncle Charlie was more misunderstood than people think. I think that his message was more so of bringing people together,
Contemporary
and,
unity.
yeah, contemporary, and then murdering them, as opposed to murdering them separately in an unpatterned, more ecstatic and unrealistic type of way. He wanted it to be more of a community type thing. And
Okay.
I believe
That's good.
that he
I like
had-
that answer.
Yeah.
Thank you for that answer. That's amazing. Okay, what's your question?
And, why do you prefer to use a desktop instead of a laptop?
I prefer to use a desktop over a laptop due to the simple fact that I've never had a problem with my desktop, like using any of my production programs or even DJing. Like it's never messed up once, as opposed to a laptop that can overheat in 10 minutes
Right,
if
yeah,
you don't
that's
have
true.
it properly ventilated. And it's like simple physics. You look at a laptop, it's got a lot less hardware than you can fit inside of a desktop. My desktop, I could keep upgrading and upgrading and upgrading as I see fit and as I need it. With a laptop, it's not as
Hit or
easy to
miss.
do because
Yeah.
it's a much smaller framework that you have to work with than a desktop.
Right. We're going to, real quick, why don't you got some upcoming shows, some website people can get some of your music at before we get you on the set here so people can kind of hear what you're about?
Oh yeah. Well, I have a SoundCloud. You can go to soundcloud.com /Apex-Panda, and that would lead you to my website. You just look for the little panda that has a skull hanging from his necklace, and
dope.
And
I love that illustration.
You'll know that it's mine. Tons of free mixtape downloads, and I just put up a new song recently that I'll be playing for you guys that I put up there, and that's free for download as well. As concerning to shows, September 5th, I have a show in Akron hosted by Weird Workshop. It's called Weird Wonderland 2, and that's going to be a very, very interesting party. We got quite a number of DJs, and before the lineup was even posted, they already had 300 people RSVP for it. So
Right.
it's going to
That's
be
good,
it's
man.
going to be
Yeah,
a wild
that's good.
night.
Then real quick here, do you consider yourself to be religious?
I consider myself more agnostic than
Okay.
anything else. Like there's people that have spent their entire lives worrying about that stuff, and it's led them really nowhere. And I'm more focused on music
Okay.
and keeping my life stable than worrying about other worldly things that are totally out of my control. I mean, it's nice to think about them every once in a while and expand your mind, but it's not something I like to worry and stress myself
Right.
about all the time.
And are you a political person? Do you consider yourself to be political?
I consider myself knowledged when it comes to the political
Like
realm.
knowledge in the sense of conspiracy theories or more
No,
like
knowledge,
reality?
knowledge in the sense of the fact that I actually read. Like I
Nice.
actually look into
Yep.
stuff.
Yep, there you
And
go.
I don't try to jump to conclusions as much as I used to when I was younger. Because I mean, when you're younger, you're much more impressionable. And as you get older, you start to realize no one really knows what's going on. And it's best that you hope you know what's going on
Right.
and try to, make an educated guess based on that.
Cool. All right, boss. Appreciate it. Thank you very
No
much.
problem.
And
Doug,
Doug you funky fresh,
thanks
hooking it up.
thanks for farting. I
All
believe
right,
it.
buddy. Yeah, that was terrible. All right, cool.
We'll be right back.